Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just back in with another sequence video. This one is in a one chapter book, in the Apocrypha, Prayer of Manasseh. And, this one's coded, but, it's clever, and it's amazing to me just how structured the Bible is, and then the Apocrypha as well. These quote unquote non-canonical texts, which I know a book is canonical just strictly by the sequence. And it's just an amazing thing that I use to validate it, that kind of thing. But starting in 1, it makes a reference to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, and so Jacob's offspring are the 12 tribes, the elect. And then in verse 2, with all their order. And so when God so loved the world, that world is talking about cosmos, which is a word that is talking about a government and order, and that's God's elect. Verse 3, sealed it with your terrible and glorious name. Okay, so now we're talking about Jacob, order, and being sealed. Okay. And so that's a reference to God's elect. Then in verse 5, and the wrath of your threat to sinners is unendurable. And so now we have a reference to wrath, which comes after, salvation of God's elect. Then in verse 7, it says multitude of your mercies. And then that's the time of the great tribulation where God is sifting out the mixed multitude. And it's they're people from all nations. Now he's going to return, with his elect and setting up this quote abomination that causes desolation. And so in verse 10 it says setting up abominations, and then in verse 15 it says for all the host of heaven sing your praise. So he's going to be returning in the sky with these so-called UFOs, and another translation says in the armies of heaven. And so this is going to be to destroy everybody with the mark of the beast. And then the very last verse says, and yours is the glory forever, amen. And so that's a reference to the kingdom. So even in this one chapter book, it has, I wouldn't even really say it's that encoded. It's just you have to kind of interpolate, within the chapter. But it just shows that everything is God-breathed, that God is reminding his people of this sequence everywhere, and they don't even necessarily know that they're saying it, but they are. So hope everyone's doing well. Bye.